I'm Professor Zach. Have you ever wondered why major traffic intersections often have gas stations on all four corners? Or why some cities in China primarily have businesses dedicated to manufacturing one type of product? Or why so many startup technology companies are located in Silicon Valley, despite it being one of the most expensive areas in the nation? These occurrences are not random, but rather deliberate outcomes from the location competition theory, which is a branch of economics dedicated to examine where and why entities locate their business in order to maximize profits. It covers a number of different disciplines, all with their own nuances, so this episode is part one of a series. I'm here today to explain one aspect of this theory, which is dedicated to examining how an entity, which is focused on revenue maximization within a competitive environment, can choose the physical site to optimize market share. Location competition theory says that in situations involving perfect competition, meaning that there are multiple entities that sell the same offering or are appropriate substitutes for each other, and as such are priced at the same levels, then the entities will select sites that maximize their exposure to their customer base. All things being equal, customers will select a vendor or service provider that is most convenient to them, meaning that they will choose the nearest one, as it minimizes their time, effort, and cost to travel. In fact, all vendors functioning as rational actors that focus on maximizing profits will select a site in the center of their customer base to capture the greatest portion of market share. Thus, all vendors will cluster together. Let's look at an example. A classic situation involves two hot dog vendors on the boardwalk of a beach. They both have mobile carts to service a marketplace of 100 customers, and they are evenly distributed across the boardwalk. This scenario assumes that their hot dogs are virtually indistinguishable in taste from each other, they both cost the same price, and everything else with the vendors is the same, like the selection of condiments, customer service, etc. Both hot dog vendors start their day on opposite ends of the boardwalk and determine where to set up their carts. Location competition theory says that they will both choose a site in the middle of the boardwalk, right next to each other, in order to maximize their geographic exposure to their customer base. This outcome will achieve their number one objective as rational actors to maximize revenue. Let's do some quick, simple math to explain the outcome. At the start of the day, if both vendors did nothing and set up their carts at opposite ends, then they will split their customer base in half, 50 customers each, assuming that the customers will choose the vendor within the nearest geographic proximity. However, if vendor A becomes just a little ambitious and puts in the work to move his cart to the 25 marker, then the 25 customers to the left will buy his hot dogs, while half of the remaining 75 customers, let's call it 37 customers, will also buy his hot dogs, as he will be nearest to them and most convenient to reach. Thus vendor A will gain market share and have 62 customers, while vendor B, with his inactivity at the far end of the boardwalk, will have lost market share, retaining just 38 customers. Vendor B knows that any site selected by vendor A outside of the end of the boardwalk will eat into his exposure to customers and be suboptimal in maximizing revenue. So vendor B will elect to select a site in the middle of the boardwalk. If vendor A stays at the 25 marker, then vendor A would still get the 25 customers to the left and half of the customers located between vendor B, who is now located in the middle. To the right, vendor A would get 12 customers and a cumulative total of 37 customers, while vendor B will get 50 customers to his right and 13 customers to his left, for a total of 63 customers. As vendor A understands the adverse impact from vendor B's decision to locate his hot dog cart in the middle of the boardwalk, he will subsequently also position his cart in the middle, right next to vendor B, thus splitting the customer base 50-50. Any move away from the center will be suboptimal for either vendor, resulting in the loss of market share and revenue. This example completes part one of my series on location strategy. Please tune in for other episodes in the series that will go over why cities in China are dedicated to manufacturing a particular type of product, or why startups cluster in Silicon Valley. But until then, please have a great day. Thank you for watching this episode of Professor Zach Explains. Please click the subscribe button and check out my other videos. Your support is greatly appreciated. See you soon.